Hi, it's Jason Perico announcing it's holiday time at Bianchi Honda. This month, get clearance pricing on all top-rated Hondas, like the rugged Pilot, sporty HRV, all-new Accord, and of course, Erie's favorite, the all-wheel drive CRV. Only during the Happy Honda Days sales event, where there's only one choice when shopping for a new car. Erie's choice, Bianchi Honda.
Time now for the Gannon Lady Knights Coaches Show with the head coach, Jim Brunelli. Coach, how was Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was fantastic. Got my fill of turkey and all the fixins. How about you?
Oh, it was great. Great. Relaxing,
Fantastic.
delicious food, and that's all you can really ask for.
That's it.
You headed out then to Virginia Union?
Yes, Richmond, Virginia. Headed down there.
You've been there before?
No.
Oh, really?
No, I've been through there, but never was at Virginia Union.
Okay.
Was close. Back in my Division I days, we played at Richmond and places like that, but never played at Virginia Union. First time there. And, good experience. They're a very talented team. Long trip, a little bit longer than I thought it was. I mean, you map quest it, and then you hit I-95, and it's like a parking lot. It doesn't matter what time of day.
Right.
I don't think there's ever a good time to drive on 95. You can catch it on the way down. It wasn't as bad. But going home, when we were going down the same way we had to go back, it was, I don't know what it is. It's just bumper to bumper traffic, 3 lanes. All you see is taillights. So we got in, we did that. But, hey, it was a great trip, great experience. It's going to make our kids better. I thought we played a heck of a lot better than we did the year before. And we had our chances. We're down 10 to start the fourth quarter, cut it to 8, and get 3 stops in a row, but then had some good looks at the basket, just couldn't get it. But I thought our kids played really well. First 2 quarters, man, we shot the ball extremely well. And then we just cooled down our threes. What we hit in the first half, we cooled down. We only were 2 of 11 in the second, and we had really good looks. I don't know if we rushed them. I was watching a film today of it. We had just really good looks, and they didn't fall. And, it's just one of those things where they have a nice home court advantage down there, nice atmosphere. And we had our chances. And when you can walk out of a game like that against a top 15 school in the country and say, you had your chances, you gotta put that mark, chalk it up, learn from the experiences, and then it's move on.
They were ranked 13th in the latest Women's Basketball Coaches Association Top 25 rankings. Thanks again at sports.com for that. And then also for the fact that you are among teams receiving votes in the regional rankings. That just came out.
Yeah, that's always great to be recognized. We're far from that right now. We got to keep, our eyes on the road, as they say, and focused. And if we do what we're supposed to do, all that stuff will come.
All right, tell me about Virginia Union. What did they bring as a team? What was their makeup? Why are they so good?
They're super fast, athletic, and quick, and they have some kids that they hit some timely shots. They're not a great 3-point shooting team if you look at the numbers. They had, just tells you how it is. They had 2 3-pointers at key times, and both of them banked in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was one of those things where, and they weren't trying to bank them. It's one of those things where I don't take, I take my hat off to them. They're a great team. They have a balanced attack. They have inside, they have outside, and then their defense and their anticipation is really quick. And at times, when we penetrated, got downhill, headed to the basket, we took advantage of it. We didn't do that all the time, and we needed to. And, substitutions, I got to do a better job. We're still figuring out this team, who can play with who, what groups work together. I think we found out a combination that really doesn't work, so we're going to try to stay away from that until we can make it better. But we had some really weird things happen. For example, first quarter, we didn't get immediate timeout until there was 2 minutes left. There was hardly any stoppage of play. The officiating
that
was
would normally occur what? 6
at the
minutes?
5-minute mark. So it didn't happen until right about the 2-minute mark. So kids were a little bit winded. I thought they could play through it. Both teams were going at it, and we took a 2-point advantage at the end of the first quarter. We were up 12 to 10. And then they just exploded in the second half, and we come back. but it wasn't. It wasn't. I think there was 28. This tells you anything. There was 28 fouls called total in the entire game.
Stop and start.
Yeah, yeah. So it was one of those things where, now towards the end, most of them, probably within the last 5 minutes, 4 minutes, there were a lot of calls. But, it's one of those things. Our kids have to adjust, and they did a fairly good job. We still have to attack. We have to have an attack mentality. And, like I said, we had our chances. We had some really, 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 watching the film over, I think my assistant coaches, they already know I'm crazy, but anybody within an earshot of my office is hearing me yell at my computer screen because I'm like, oh my gosh, that was such a great look, or they called that a foul, or, you know what I mean? Because when you're in the flow, you're like, oh, okay, sometimes you don't see all the fouls that are called. Like we had an offensive foul called on an illegal screen. I'm telling you, Dan and I walked in, and there was more contact between him and I walking up the hallway than there was in that. You know what I mean? So when you look at things from a different perspective, you're like, oh, wow, okay. And that's, I think in a game, there can be 3 to 4 plays that make or break.
Yeah.
The flow. And there were times, it was time in the fourth quarter, like I was saying. I just dropped my mic.
Technology.
Yeah, technology. There was a time where we got 3 stops in a row, but we only scored once. We had 2 really, really good looks at the basket and just missed. Now you hit that, boom. One was a 3, it's a 5-point game. You get another one, now it's a 3-point game. Or it depends, if you hit another 3, could be a 2-point game. So just little things like that, offensive rebound here that we miss, a banked 3-pointer in, you're right there. But I like the way my team's coming along. We're going to get a couple kids back here within the next 2 weeks, which I'm super excited about.
And you had good performances from several. Rourke comes to mind, and Maggie Mitchell, but that's, I'm a broken record saying that.
Yeah.
But those two had an impressive game, and you look at how they play against this 13th-ranked Virginia Union team. Can you take from this game and see how their game will translate against other teams you'll see down the road?
I think so. Those are one of the things, Chelsea had a really good game, scoring-wise. Our turnover is what got us. They play an aggressive man-to-man at times, but they're really good at this little 3-2 zone, 2-3 zone that they play. And going into the half, we had 11 assists to 7 turnovers. That was awesome. Mm-hmm. We ended up with 16 assists, 19 turnovers. So we had a bunch in the second half, which we shouldn't have. And those are the things that some of them are. I think some of our kids are anticipating things that are going to happen that don't.
Is that ever a good thing?
I love anticipation, but when you're throwing the ball 5 feet over someone's head, I don't know what you were anticipating. If Andre the Giant maybe come out and was trapping you, if those people know who Andre the Giant is, that dates me a little bit. But it's just one of those things. We had some turnovers at really crucial times, and then we had multiple ones in a row. There were a couple times where, and I call it turnover, we had a really bad poor shot selection that was in between 2 turnovers. So in my case, that's 3 turnovers in a row. And that went from, 0 points for us to a split 6-point swing for them. You can't have those. So, and that goes along with the personnel. We're still figuring that out. And like I said earlier, I got to do a better job. Tell my team, and I've said it before on this show, I take the losses, the ladies get the wins. And we'll bounce back from this. We're getting better, day by day. And right now, all our focus is on Damon, because that's our next opponent.
Sure. And then you get back into the PSAC schedule, and if you took a chance, a moment to focus on your PSAC record, you'd see that it's perfect 2-0. So all these games are kind of putting money in the bank, right? You're learning a lot at this time.
Oh, absolutely. And we're playing some very talented teams. Hey, we could go out and play a lesser school and win by 30, win by 10. But we're going to go out and play some regional teams that are very good and kind of test our mettle, see where we're at, because I think they're going to help us in a tough PSAC conference.
What do we know about Damon?
What we know is right now they're better than their record. I think they've lost 4 straight. They've been close. They've played a common opponent in us. They played Virginia Union in a tournament and lost to them, but they're right there. They have some really good players. They shoot the 3 extremely well. Probably one of the best teams on our so far that we've played that shoot the 3 ball really well. I'm drawing a blank on the kid's name. I think it's like Sabo or something. She's number 11. She's probably one of the most athletic basketball players that we've faced all year. We've played some pretty talented kids, individuals, and they have a couple Division I transfers that are in the lineup, and they're fairly deep. So we gotta come ready to play. We gotta be ready to play. This is a business trip. We're going up there, and we're going up there to win.
That is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Amherst, New York, if you'd like to make the trip. And then you continue on the road. We don't have to get too into these games because, as you said, you're worried about Damon. But then it's that Shippensburg and then a crossover over the weekend, right?
Yeah, Shippensburg, Kutztown.
That's the crossover. And
That's
then
the crossover.
Strasburg.
Yeah, and then on the following weekend, because everybody's in finals, yeah, we're on the road. We don't get another home game until December 30th.
You let the kids think about that at all?
No, we don't even worry about it. It's just that's just the way the schedule plays out. That's what it is, and you got to play the cards that you're dealt. We can't change it right now. There's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is.
Good stuff, Damon.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 6 p.m. What else have you been keeping track of? What do you watch when you go home, other than Seinfeld weekend?
It's been a lot of film. I watched some film last night. I had that Phil Knight 80, that tournament that was on. My Tar Heels got blasted by Michigan State. So I've been watching that a little bit. There's just a lot of good college basketball. Tonight I'll try to watch that if it's on. Ben Simmons, LeBron James matchup. Probably going to go to a local high school to watch one of our signees play. I'm excited about that. And then
you can't tell us who that is.
Not right now. I don't want to steal the thunder from our main man,
Gotcha.
Dan Telesky, because I know he's going to put out an amazing write-up with beautiful pictures.
Are you saying that because he's right behind me?
I say it all the time.
Okay,
we have the
right.
best sports information department
That's
in the
true.
country, hands down. I've worked at a bunch of schools, no disrespect to anybody, but I hand the championship belt to Dan Telesky and his crew because they are top to bottom, left to right, the best in the business.
Boom. Coach.
Drop the mic, but it's hanging, so can't do it.
Much appreciated, man. That's a good note to end on.
Yeah,
so
man.
Let's go.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. And the Lady Night Nation, man, come watch us because I think you're gonna like what you see.
Buy low.
Yes, buy low. I hear it.
Damon College tomorrow night, 6 p.m.
Yes, sir.